My name is Susan Ashley. I teach beginning plant propagation at Merritt College here in Oakland. I'd like to start out with a little demonstration of growing from seed. I recommend that you use a commercial bagged potting soil mix of fine texture, something like this. I also recommend that you dampen the soil before you put it in your soil flat. It's very hard to dampen very, very dry soil, and it will make your seeds float away. I like to use paper pulp pots because they breathe. Terracotta pots do the same thing. The one thing seedlings need is oxygen at the root zone. You don't want to smash the soil down because that pushes out all the air pockets, and that's where your oxygen is. So I just give it a tap and make it level. Most seeds, especially seeds of annuals, can be sown straight away with no pre-treatment. If the seeds are extremely small, sometimes it's hard to tell if you're distributing them evenly on your seed flat. So one handy thing to do is to mix them with a little bit of vermiculite. Vermiculite is a sterile, naturally occurring rock product. And if the seeds are still in their little seed capsules, you can either tap them with a strainer, or you can just crush them up. It doesn't matter if that chaff goes in there with your seeds. There are thousands of tiny seeds in here, so I'm going to mix them with my vermiculite. I stir the seeds in the vermiculite just to get them evenly distributed, and then carefully sprinkle them evenly across the surface of my soil. What we're trying to avoid is sowing the seeds too closely together. Crowded seeds often die of fungus infection. Always be sure to label your flat. Label it with the date, the seed, and the seed company if you know where you got it. Watering is a little tricky. You don't want to slosh water onto it so hard that you push all the seeds over. So I'm going to start my flow of water away from the seed flat, and then I'm going to bring it over and bring it back. A couple times. Larger seeds can simply be pushed into the soil medium, covered about twice the diameter of the seed. Some seeds tend to float, and in that case you can cover them with a heavy material like granite chips, sand, or damp perlite. Some seeds need pre-treatment before being sown. Seeds with a tough outer skin can be put in a jar with sandpaper facing inwards and shake it. This is called scarification. Shake it for about 2 minutes. This way you've softened the seed coat, and now the seed can absorb water. Some seeds need some winter chill in order to germinate. They go to seed in the late fall, lay on the ground during a cold winter, and germinate in spring. The California native iris, Iris douglassiana, is a good example. You can shorten the period of time before germination by just chilling them in your refrigerator. I generally do it in a little salsa cup. Fill it with damp perlite. Put a lid on, and I write on the top a date 6 weeks from now, which is when I'll take them out of the refrigerator. After 6 weeks in the refrigerator, check your seeds to make sure they're not moldy. You can just sow them across the top of a flat. You might add a little bit more perlite to cover your seeds. And then you dampen them and let them sit outside for about a month, and they'll start to germinate. I like to collect seeds in my garden and in the wild. Sometimes the seeds shatter before you can get to them. So while they're still green, you can cover them with a little bag. This is a ped. This is a nylon foot cover that you get at a shoe store. Simply slip it around the seeds, clip them on, and you can clip on a little label that says what it is, and then come back 6 weeks later. If the plant has shattered the seeds, they'll be in this bag. Seedlings are ready to transplant when they put out their first set of true leaves. If you look carefully at these broccoli seedlings, the first leaves that come out are smooth on the edges. The true leaves are jagged, like a broccoli leaf. Once you have one set of true leaves, the seedling is mature enough to be transplanted. Gently remove the seeds, tease them apart. If you have a long root, it's not a good idea to bend it like this. It's a better idea just to clip it off. It'll cause root branching, which is a good thing. And then you transplant it. And once again, don't press down hard. You need the oxygen in the soil for the roots to grow. I hope you enjoyed propagating.